Assalamualaikum warohmatullahi wabarokatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ratu from the school SD Al Hikmah, and today I'm going to be telling you the story that I read by myself. It's called The Eagle. So this is how the story goes. There was once a wounded eaglet that was rescued by a kind farmer. The farmer found the eaglet in one of his fields, and so he felt sorry for him and took him home, tended to his wounds, and then placed him in the barnyard to recover. But strangely enough, the eaglet soon adapted the habits of all the barnyard chickens. He learned how to walk and cluck like all the chickens. He even learned how to drink from a trout and peck the dirt for food. Then, many years later, the eaglet finally resigned himself to his new life on the farm. And times passed, the eaglet finally grew up to become a beautiful eagle. But then one day, the farmer's friend spotted the eagle in his barnyard and said, "Why in the world is that eagle acting like a chicken?" And then he told everything to the farmer, but the farmer is still having a hard time believing the situation. "I just don't get it," he said. "The Almighty Creator created eagles to soar in the sky, not in the backyard." So he picked up the unsuspecting eagle, jumped onto a nearby fence post, and threw him into the air. But the confused eagle just fell back to earth and scurried off in search of his feathered friends. But yet, the farmer's friend tried again, then jumped onto the top of the barn and as he heaved the eagle off the roof, the eagle made a few half-hearted squawks and flaps. And then, after shaking his head a few times, the eagle mindlessly pecking at pieces of straw. And the farmer went home that night, but he couldn't sleep because he could still bear the thought of those sharp and mighty powerful claws caked with barnyard mud. So the next day, he decided to try again, but instead of jumping onto a nearby fence post or on top of the barn, he decided to go onto the top of a nearby mountain. So he went back to the barn and grabbed the eagle with him and climbed onto the top of the mountain. And as he arrived, he then picked up the eagle, put the eagle on top of his head, and cried out, "Can't you see? You weren't made to look like a chicken. Why would you want to stay down here when you were born for the skies?" Then, he made sure that the eagle was facing the bright sunlight, and he threw the eagle again. But this time, he opened his wings and disappeared into the clouds. And that's the end. I hope you liked the story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.